bourbon and whiskey are you drinking? Well, tonight I've got a little bit of a different one. I say different, it's new. This is from 1845 Distilling Company. They are located here in North Texas in McKinney. This is their Preemtion Reverence. It's a 4-grain straight bourbon whiskey. 1845 is a pretty new distillery up in the area. They started out in 2019, and once they had about 600 of their barrels put out there, they went ahead and released it. These guys have won a ton of awards right out of the gate, and they've got 3, well, technically 6 bourbons that are out there. They've got a 4-grain, a straight bourbon whiskey, and then a wheated. Then they've got cask strength versions of all 3 of those for a total of 6. I met Miguel, who's the distiller at the distillery, and Ben at one of the local whiskey festivals in Plano. I guess it was about 6 months ago. It was last year. And just great guys. It's a family-run operation, grain to glass. And trying their product, I was extremely impressed. Again, this is their small batch cask strength of their 4-grain straight bourbon. It comes in at 114 proof. It's a beautiful bottle. You may not be able to see this on camera, but the back of it has a map of Texas on it. And 1845 is kind of it's in basically reference and to whenever the settlers started coming into Texas during that time period, along with the family of the owners of this. So anyway, I just wanted to do a quick review on it. It is, like I say, I've been very impressed with the 6 products, and I have tried all 6 of them. The nose on this is your very traditional bourbon. It just has those very classic bourbon notes. There's a little bit, I've let it sit for a little bit. There's some caramel in there. It's got a great color. Again, sticks to the glass. It's got some nice viscosity to it. And it's just a very, very pleasant bourbon overall. Flavor-wise, this does not drink like it's a 114. You get a lot of those grains come out in it. I don't have the mash bill memorized right now, but I'll put something in the caption on that. Let me say, everything about this bottle, this is not sourced at all. It is distilled, aged, and bottled at 1845 Distilling over here in Lowry Crossing, Texas. A very small suburb of McKinney. This one here is aged 48 months. It's batch 017237. But the overall tasting notes on it, it's just a classic bourbon. Flavor-wise is extremely approachable, because it's kind of like, it's just, when I say middle of the road, I don't mean that as a negative thing. I mean that it's super well balanced. It's not the corn. Like I said, I've got to look up the mash bill on this. I would be willing to bet that the corn is not a high corn. Obviously, it's a 4-grain, so you've got your corn, your wheat, your barley, and I'm assuming maybe rye. I've got to look at that. So, and it is so approachable that I don't know that there's anything. There's no negatives to it. It's just good. Just what I would consider an excellent Texas bourbon whiskey. There is a negative connotation associated with Texas bourbons and whiskeys. The folks down here at 1845, they've made what I consider an extremely approachable bourbon. All 6 of the variations that I've had have been very, very good. If you know somebody that's in the Dallas-Fort Worth area and they can pick you up a bottle of the 1845, any of them, I'd reach out to them and see if they can send you a bottle, because like I say, for about $75, it is a very, very good pour, and I think it represents really the pinnacle of what Texas bourbon should be and what that distillers are learning to produce. And they are making a product that is I believe, universally acceptable, but in a good way. It's not a generic bourbon or a generic whiskey. It is something that is extremely approachable for all drinkers, and they've just got a class grade A product. So if you get a chance, find you some 1845, pick it up. I really don't think you'll be disappointed. Y'all take care.